December the 2nd, 1995, witnessed the dawning of a new era for the sport of touch in Australia. New South Wales played Queensland in the first ever State of Origin series, a series designed specifically for television broadcast. If the largest crowd in the history of the game wasn't enough, the series was also screened to an estimated audience of over 6 million people, generating more exposure for the sport than it's seen in total over the last 10 years.
This State of Origin series was the greatest thing that we have done in 20 years. It's promoted the sport right throughout the nation as a national and international sport, and it's given us role models for the children.
Touch Australia, the newly formed marketing arm of the Australian Touch Association, was the brains behind the project. In an effort to lift the profile of the sport, Touch Australia chose to break from tradition and incorporate a number of innovative changes. The simple philosophy was to take the very best from the game and mould it into a saleable TV product. The objective was to create a more marketable product, one more complementary to the elite players, to spectators and to television. The answer was an interstate clash between the men and women of New South Wales and Queensland, and so the State of Origin concept was born. The series was staged during the 1995 New South Wales State Cup held in Port Macquarie. New South Wales and Queensland competed in 4 half-hour games, 2 each for the men's and women's. The games were packaged into 4 half-hour television specials and sold to both free-to-air and pay TV interests. The pre-recorded series was aired on WIN, NBN, Sky Channel and Optus Vision, a remarkable achievement for an event in its initial year. In all, the series was screened to an estimated audience of over 6 million. Sky Channel alone took the game into 5,000 bars and clubs across the country. On top of the game coverage, each of the networks also ran a series of complimentary touch advertisements. The Origin series is also being screened overseas, helping to promote the game internationally. A number of changes were made to create a more attractive spectacle. To encourage a faster, free-flowing game, teams competed in a 6-a-side format. Each game was reduced to 15-minute halves. Negative defensive techniques were also countered with new rules. Attractive uniforms were introduced. The games were staged in a purpose-built stadium to cater to television and spectator demands, and the series was further enhanced by a state-of-the-art production. To add to the hype, the games were preceded by exciting entertainment that included everything from helicopters, cheergirls, smoke flares, fireworks, music and balloons. The series proved once and for all that if you provide a quality venue and a quality game, the people will come. A record crowd of over 6,000 generated a lively atmosphere, and the teams responded with 4 highly entertaining games. New South Wales won both of the women's games, whilst Queensland won both the men's and the overall title due to a higher scoring average. At the end of the day, it wasn't so much the individual results that mattered, but more so what the results meant for the sport overall. With its in-depth coverage and strong ratings, the Origin experiment proved highly successful. The event is now seen as a forerunner to a regular representative television series and has opened the door for increased sponsorship.
Everyone was rapt with the way it went. It was a good experience, something that we've never experienced before, the big crowds, the atmosphere. It was sort of unbelievable before it, and it was hard to concentrate on actually playing the game.
The Origin was a huge boost for the sport. It's opened up endless opportunities in terms of marketing and sponsorship, and I think everyone that's involved in the sport will benefit because of its success.
Like the players, the television crew were also treading in new waters. To give the game more feel, the captains and referees were fitted with microphones and the games were covered by 7 cameras. In an effort to keep up with the players, a roving camera, buggy cam, was also devised. The broadcast was supported by a first-class commentary team that included Wide World of Sport's Andrew Voss and Optus Vision's Russell Fairfax.
Fast and furious action. Joining me in commentary is Russell Fairfax for round 1, a former Blues State player. I guess your heart's with the Blues, but the players on show today, they really mean business.
Well, they certainly do. The New South Wales and Queensland sides lining up today. 14 Australian representatives from the two sides. The rivalry will be intense.
The series itself generated unprecedented media interest in the sport. The series received national print and electronic media coverage, while the event itself was runner-up in the prestigious 1995 New South Wales Event of the Year award. The series now has the potential to develop into a media showcase for the sport, much in the same way Origin football has done for league and union. The sport as a whole only stands to gain from the publicity created. The Origin series has taken the sport of touch to a whole new level. Touch Australia have successfully transformed a mere participants game into a highly entertaining spectator sport. The series has taken the game out of the park and into the living rooms of all Australians, placing touch on the map once and for all.